O.J. Simpson, who is he? A football player or a murderer? O.J. Simpson is known for being an outstanding running back for the Buffalo Bills, but also known as the murderer of Nicole Brown. By the end of this presentation, you, the audience, will decide, is O.J. guilty or not guilty? But also in this presentation, we'll be talking about the history of O.J., the murder case, and the verdict. But who is O.J. Simpson exactly? Well, according to biography, his full name is Orthwell James Simpson. He was born on July 9th, 1947. He was a very outstanding football player for the NFL, but he also attended USC. While being USC, he won a lot of trophies. One of the trophies that he was mostly praised for was the Heisman Trophy that he won in 1968. As winning a lot of trophies, he set a lot of records. A lot of fans looked up to him. But not only was he a football player, but he was also an actor and a broadcaster. An interesting fact about O.J. is that he was married twice. His first wife, Margaret Whitley, and his second wife, Nicole Brown. You would think that he was actually never stayed married to Nicole Brown. As being married twice, he was divorced twice also. You would think that Nicole Brown was out of the picture, but in reality, she wasn't. He was madly in love with her. With many of his amazing talents, he was also accused of the murder of Nicole Brown and his good friend, Ron Goodman. But what actually happened in the murder case? Well, according to E! News, a neighbor saw a dog barking, or heard a dog barking at Nicole's house, so they looked around and see what happened. So then a lot of people saw that the dog had like blood on his paws, and so they decided to take him in and take care of him overnight. And during the night, they decided to take him out for a walk because they didn't really feel relaxed. So while they were walking around with the dog led him to Nicole's front yard, and they saw Nicole's body laying there in her pool of blood. Also, she was stabbed by her head to throat, and Ron Goodman was on the other side of the house within the bush, and he was like in a U shape, and he was also in his pool of blood, and he was stabbed about 22 times, one in his head, his chest, and legs. A lot of people, during that investigation, they saw a lot of evidence that would lead to O.J. So they had filed an arrest for O.J. But for the day of his arrest, O.J. decided to actually leave his house and had his childhood best friend, take him out because he wanted to commit suicide. So while he fled wherever he was at, the police followed him, and they had a high-speed chase, which led to a lot of million viewers to watch the news. It was kind of like, it was weird because he hadn't filed for arrest and he decided to commit suicide that day. So what actually happened and what kind of evidence did they find in that scene? So according to history, this trial lasted about 252 days, and O.J. had an amazing lawyers. They had Rod Kardashians and other expensive lawyers. They're also known as the Dream Team. And in the scene, they found a lot of DNAs that would lead to O.J., but also two other suspects. But in this presentation, we'll be talking about only O.J.'s. O.J. had a wound on his hand, and he had purchased a knife with the same knife that the murderer killed Nicole and Ron Goodman. Also, with the pool of blood, they had shoe marks, and that shoe marks fit the size of Simpson. And also, they found a glove in the scene of the murder, but during the trial, they asked him to put the glove on, but it didn't really fit Simpson. And during the trial, the Dream Team was actually fighting for his right because it was racist, had no moral principles, and they had delayed in the evidence, so it caused a lot of questioning during that part. So he lost the justice case, which means that he was let free, but he lost the civil case. The civil case is basically he had to pay to the family of Nicole all the things that he caused that family. He actually fought for that, but he ended up paying for it. But one thing they should keep in mind too is that O.J. was very in love with Nicole, and he wrote a letter before he left the high-speed chase that he did not kill her at all, and that he didn't want to hurt her at all. But he was also very abusive to her during the marriage. So that's one thing that led to a lot of suspicion on his part. So who is OJ? Even though he's a regular person with a lot of money and a lot of fame and a lot of fans look up to him, but he also can be he can be someone that committed murder of 2 people. Maybe fame and money got him out of the situation, but I don't know. Hopefully you guys can decide, is he guilty or not guilty?